Well, it looks like my assistant is here and ready to go to work. Aren't you, Toby? So what Toby is doing today is adding some hooks to this bucket. You know, these bolt-on hooks make these buckets so much more useful. You can do a lot of different things with them, you know, pulling fence posts out of the ground, maybe pulling small dead trees out of the ground, using it to put a chain around large objects if you want to hold it into the bucket while you move it around the property or whatever. I mean, there's lots of uses for these hooks. Now, this new Holland bucket, like I showed you the other day, is a double wall heavy duty bucket. All the other tractors that I looked at, John Deere's and RK's and all the other ones, had just a single wall material up here on the top lip. And that's what these are really made for. Technically, you're not supposed to use these bolt-on hooks on a double wall bucket like this, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, this is really thick stuff, and in my opinion, if you draw the hardware down tight enough to start sandwiching that material, you've gone way too far anyway. So I'm going to give it a whirl. I think it's going to be just fine. We'll see. And then a little later on, I have an idea for mounting a work light back here. Now, I noticed that this tractor has some little pigtails right here. See that? Now, I don't know exactly what that's for, but I'm guessing that this could be for adding a work light. And if so, that would be really cool. If you could just hook a light into there and it would automatically work off of the switch up there, that would be sweet. So we'll find that out in just a little while. But first I want to try and get these hooks done. It's going to be probably pretty difficult to drill through this double wall material on this bucket, but I bought a new set of DeWalt drill bits, if I can find them around here somewhere. So hopefully it'll work out okay. So the first thing is Toby's got some painter's tape laid down here so we can kind of protect the finish on the bucket. And then I'm just kind of holding it in place with that C-clamp while I mark my holes. You gonna help me or what? Get off of me, buddy. Come on, we got work to do. So hopefully that C-clamp will hold the hook in place long enough to mark my holes and get them started, and then I'll remove that and finish drilling them. Do the same thing over there on that side. I did have to go to the store and get some longer bolts. Like I said, these are not recommended to be used with a double wall bucket, so the bolts they give you are pretty short for like your standard duty buckets, like you'd have on like a 3 Series John Deere or something. You could use these. But I had to get longer ones for this bucket so it'll go all the way through that material. So did have to go make a quick little hardware run, but no biggie. All right, so what I have figured out here is exactly what I expected. This heavy duty bucket's no joke. The problem is I always tend to buy cheap tools. I mean, I got this drill, I think I paid like 20 bucks for this at Harbor Freight, and it started literally blowing smoke out of the drill. So a job like this is a good example of you get what you pay for when it comes to tools. You know, you want to have some good tools if you're going to start drilling on this steel like this. So I'm having to take a break here, and hopefully the drill will hold on long enough to get these 4 holes drilled. But I'm starting to really have serious concerns about it. So I might end up having to make a trip to the Lowe's or somewhere and getting a decent drill before it's all said and done. But the drill bits that I'm using right now are the Bosch. I've had those for years and years and years. I thought I would give them a try because I'd rather, since I've had them for a long time and they're old anyway, I'd rather be hard on these, you know, rather than get out my brand new DeWalt bits that I've got in the box there. If I can get these old ones to work, I'd rather save my new ones for projects later on, but we'll see. I think they're doing a good job. It's just the drill is crapping out on me. So I used the shop vac to try and clean up as many of the metal shavings as I could. There's still some out here that I'm going to have to wipe down and clean up a little better. But all in all, it did pretty good. This hole right here, it drilled through real nice and clean. But see, this one got all messed up. So I'm going to have to find a file and kind of file that one down a little bit. But it worked out pretty good. My drill hung in there and I got this one done. One of the other things that I did do was once I got this hole right here drilled, I went ahead and laid my bolt down in there just to, you know, as a placeholder, and then I took my C-clamp and clamped it right here. So I had this bolt holding it over here, and I had the C-clamp right here, and that did a really good job of preventing this thing from walking around on me while I drilled the second hole. And that way, as you can see, they both slid right in perfect. Because lots of times it's real easy for your second hole to walk on you. You know, and if it goes just a 1/16 of an inch, it can really screw you up. So that might be something you want to consider. Go ahead and just lay that one in there. Don't have to nut it or anything, just lay it in there and then clamp down right here with your C-clamp, and you'll be able to go ahead and drill that hole. But that one's in there. All I gotta do, see there's my longer bolts on the bottom. All I gotta do is put my washers and my nuts on there. The kit did include some really nice nylock nuts. See there? So those are good because once you put those on, they won't come loose. So I'll go ahead and try to get this one finished up and then knock that one over there out real quick. Now I've been using some PB Blaster here sort of as a lubricant to try and keep the bit cool. This is not ideal. This is not really what you want to use because technically PB Blaster is flammable. but it's the only thing I've got, and I really need to keep this bit cool. So just keep constant pressure on it. I mean, you can hear it's starting to break through right now. I'm taking frequent breaks since I have a really cheap drill. Don't want to burn my drill up, but just keep it nice and level. You want it perfectly perpendicular to the top of your bucket, and just hold constant firm pressure on it. Apply some lubricant every so often to keep your bit a little cooler, and I have found that they will eventually punch on through. That one over there turned out real nice and solid. And up underneath of it, I mean, like I said, this is double wall material, and technically you're not supposed to use these on here, but when I drew that one down, and I got it pretty tight too. I'm using like a pretty good size ratchet and wrench there, and I drew it down pretty tight, and I didn't feel it sandwich or smush at all. So, you know, this is a compact tractor. It's not a bulldozer, so, you know, it shouldn't be that hard on these things anyway. It'll be just fine. So I'm really glad that job is done, and I'm gonna tell you what, my little $20 Harbor Freight drill is glad that job is done too. I think it was about to throw in the towel on me. So, you know, these are, I got the ones for 3/8 inch chain because they'll work with 5/16 chain, which is what this is. But obviously in the future, if you wanted to go on up and get some 3/8 chain, you could do that too. So I think it's better to get the ones that'll fit 3/8. It gives you more flexibility. But anyway, one thing I will mention, see how that is crooked? Let me take this chain off of here. Well, maybe. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, you can see how that hook is crooked. These are not the ones that Ken sells over at Bolt-On Hooks. These are the Amazon ones, and that's the problem with the Amazon ones, is that the quality is just a little bit worse. Come on, camera. I'm trying to show you the welds. The welds are not quite as good. There's some pitting in there, and they've got some of them crooked. So the quality is not quite as good. And, you know, I only saved about $20. So in hindsight, I probably would go ahead and fork over the extra 20 bucks and get the ones that Ken sells over at boltonhooks.com. So just an FYI on that. But now I'm ready to move on to my work light. And I had bought some U-bolts, brackets. I had bought all kinds of stuff at the hardware store. And I was going to like MacGyverize something and build something here. I was going to put this L bracket on here like that and mount my light on there and secure it to the ROPS with some square U-bolts. And it was going to kind of look ugly unless I painted it black and trimmed it up. But I got to looking back here, and actually what I decided to do, on the back of these tractors there's some studs. At first I tried this one right here, but it ended up being just a little bit too short. But over on the other side, on the left side of the tractor, there's a longer stud. So what I did was I just mounted my bracket for my light to that stud. You know, I bought a little steel spacer here to use, and I found this nut in my toolbox. It's good and solid. So now my work light here, I got this work light at Tractor Supply, and it'll mount right in there like that. So it ended up working out pretty good. I didn't have to really build anything at all. I just used an existing stud back there, and it's perfect. And then I can just run my wire on the inside of this bracing here over to this little pigtail. I'm curious to see what happens with that little pigtail, because I still don't know exactly what it's for. I'm assuming it's for a work light, but I'm going to wire this up real quick and find out, because I'm curious about that. So it's a couple days later, and the work light project ended up being more of a project than I expected. But just FYI, those little pigtails back there on the back of the tractor, I know it's dark in here right now, but that was in fact for a work light. But what I discovered is pretty interesting, actually. Let me show you. There we go. Maybe we'll use the work light. So the little pigtail was for a work light. Work light's working good. But on this tractor, when they manufactured it and they assembled the fuse panel, there's a main harness back there under the dash behind the fuse panel, and one of the pins had gotten kind of bent at the factory, and so when they connected the harness together, that pin was not making a connection. And guess which connection that was? It was the one that powers this pigtail back here. So that's why we couldn't ever get it to work, and it took a long time. You know, my father went down through there, since he's pretty good at that kind of thing, and tested it all with his meter, traced it all. We had to basically start back here and trace it all the way up to the dash to figure out what was going on. And then when we finally figured out that it was a flaw that came from the factory, and we got that pin bent back into position, put the harness back together, then all of a sudden everything worked. So you can hear the electric fuel pump or something clicking there, but basically after that all we had to do was run a rocker switch up here to the dash. So I ran to town to the hardware store, picked up one of these rocker switches, and connected it in line there. So now got a work light that's independent off its own switch up here. So no, it doesn't. It would have been cool if that wiring harness had been connected to where it would work through here. So like when you switch over to the work light setting, you know, when your tail lights come on, that it would turn the work light on also. That would have been nice, but that is not, in fact, the way that it works. So, just FYI. So anyway, that project is done. Got a work light on here, got some hooks. Now I'm just waiting on a grapple. I got one of those really cool brush crusher grapples. Well, I say I got one. I ordered one. Who knows when it's going to show up. They say that it's 6 weeks out. And from what I've heard, you know, from some dealers, it might be longer than that. So at this point, I'm just kind of hoping that I get it before spring. You know, because that's when we always get our storms, and our real cleanup season kind of comes in the spring. So hopefully the grapple will be here before that. But anyway, I'm going to quit rambling now, wrap this up, and we will talk to you guys later on. Thanks.